Usually those time the monitors, the cathode ray tube monitors, the input that you give is usually 110 volts to 220 volts, right, as an input to the monitor. But apparently after crossing the PCB and all the controllers and everything, the actual voltage that is supplied to that tube is either 5 volts or 12 volts or 19 volts. Right? These are usually the input voltages that are supplied there. It steps down the voltage and sends it. But the interesting part here is every bulb has either a anode, cathode, or you call the negative positive terminals, right? So you have to give +5 -5, right? And it actually starts to glow, right? That's the basics of a bulb, right? But the interesting part is a remote code execution command can be used by an attacker to fluctuate the voltage that is sent to the negative and the positive terminal. Meaning, I send a 0 to -5 in one terminal, and the other terminal also I give 0 to -5. It should never be +5 +5, -5 -5. It should be +5 -5, isn't it? So what happens is you are giving a surge of electricity and it is not programmed to handle this, and most likely what happens is the bulb gets fried, which means, just think of this, you have a LED bulb with you, right? It has two terminals. You put this LED bulb in a small 1.5 volt battery, a AAA battery or a AA battery, it will glow, right? But when you put it over a 12 volt battery or a car battery, just think of a small LED bulb, you connecting it in a car battery, what happens? It will just fry out, right? It will just burn out. That's exactly what this attack does, right? This attack can actually fry. This is called the monitor frying attack. I'm talking about those days. I'm talking at least 10 years ago, right? But if you ask me, something similar has resurfaced on the internet. Today there is an attack that this particular founder of Red Balloon Security, Ankoi, says. It's called the monitor darkly attack. What is this monitor darkly attack? There is again a controller inside this monitor which has the firmware running, and it is possible that an attacker can run an arbitrary remote command execution code that could be executed here on the controller, right? And it's similar to the previous monitor fry attack, but there is a difference here. The difference here is something really creative, and I believe this makes this attack a lot more interesting, right? Let me tell you what. This remote code execution payload on the controller can actually help the attacker load an image inside the monitor. Think of this. Monitor is an output medium as per we know, right? But it is possible that you can load an image. You give an input as an image, and this image could be loaded onto the monitor. And you look at this video that I'm sharing, you can clearly see a PayPal website, right, which is usually www.paypal.com, and there is another website that says file://c: whatever, right? It looks exactly like PayPal, right? Imagine an attacker manages to redirect you to a website that looks like PayPal but not PayPal. Okay, assume it is redirected, but the URL you see, it should actually say paypal.com, but it says file://. But the chances are, when you have an attack called the monitor darkly attack, you can load an image on the exact place on the monitor where it says PayPal, file:// with paypal.com, which means you are overlaying an image on top of another existing image, where you can overlay a fake image that makes the end users believe they are actually on the right website. The interesting part is he's tried this on Dell monitors, 24-inch monitors, and he claims that he's able to hack any monitors that he has seen, the Dell monitors, right? He also thinks at least 1 billion monitors on the internet today are vulnerable to this monitor darkly attack. And the interesting part is this vulnerability and the exploitation payload or the source code is available on the GitHub page of the founder Ankoi. And please go check his GitHub repository. You will be interested to learn little more about remote code execution and how you can hack your own monitor. By far, I'm sure most of you would have not thought that hacking a computer is possible, but hacking a monitor or hacking a computer through a monitor, right? So isn't it really interesting? In case you found this interesting, please share this to people who you think would love to see such content. And in case you like more content like this, please consider dropping in a comment. I would create more content, something of similar sort, right? Last but not the least, share and subscribe. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more tech insights on cybersecurity.